Alright, guten Tag dan Assalamualaikum. So last week we we stopped at the integration of the algebraic function. So today we will continue our lesson on the four main parts. The first one we will examine the first method of substitution, and then we will continue with the function like trigonometry, exponential, and last one is the logarithm. Right, so just a moment, I want to share the screen. uh right. All right, so last week we have done the first formula of to integrate the function of algebra. So to integrate this function of algebra, so you need to just simply use the equation just ax n plus 1 and divide with n plus 1 again, and don't forget to place plus c as our constant of integration. Alright, so one things that I always, and I afraid most of you will forget is you f- we you forget to rewrite the function in the form of ax plus n. Alright, so for instance, here, so we have integral of x4 plus with 2 over x minus 4 over x squared. So now we have three different terms, first, second, and third one. So the first term is okay. Why? Because it is already in the form of a is 1, x, and is 4. But the issue occurs for the second term as well as the third term. Alright, so for the second term, before you use the last week formula, you you need to transform this part of terms into ax plus n, and you have learned from your pre-cal that this can also be written as 2x minus 1 over 2. Okay, and then the third term can be rewrite as negative 4x minus 2, and just simply copy and bring back the first term x power 4 integral with respect to dx. Alright, so now we have rewrite the equation in the form of axn, and from here you can get, or you can use the formula from the last week lesson. Okay, so for today's lesson, we will continue about the function of about the four things. First one, we want to review, or we want to learn about the first method called substitution, method of substitution, or in Malay we will call as penggantian. In short, and next we will examine the three more function. We have trigonometry, we have exponential, and the last one we have logarithm. Okay, so let's get started. Alright, so in this chapter number 3, you gonna learn the three main methods in solving the integration. But as I go through the other function, I find it is very useful for us to learn first the first method of substitution before we learn about the functions. Alright, and we have three again. I said before, we have three methods: substitution, by part, and partial fraction. And next week we will learn more about by part as well as by partial fraction. Okay, so today we are just focusing on the first method, substitution. Right. So before we go, the main idea of this method is we want to transform that something I will say complicated to a much simple form. Okay, again we want to rewrite the equation or the integral which we find it very hard, very complicated into a much simple form of the integral. Like example. Okay, so if you see the first glance, you will find it is hard, right? Okay, and you are stuck. I believe you will be stuck how to solve the equation, and we will apply this method into this equation so that we can transform this equation into this much calm ABC and my simple form of the integral. Alright, so let's get started. So for the first example, I will use this kind of equation. Alright, so we have integral of 3x minus 2 power of 10. Okay, so in the question, right, so first example, example 1, we have question integration of 3x minus 2 power of 10 dx. Right. Okay, so I can break down into four steps. So the first step is we gonna substitute, or we gonna pick or choose which of this term or which in the function, this our y, function y, is gonna be our u. So step 1, I will name it as choose u. Okay, so most of the case, u, we will pick u, the function that has the power in it. So here in our case, we will choose u is 3x minus 2 because of we have power 10 outside the function here. So we can say u is equal to 3x minus 2. Okay, and we can rewrite our equation in the term of u. We have integral of u power of 10. We have rewrite u dx. Okay, right, so we have done step 1. Alright, so question, so what do you find something that unusual in this integral? So, but okay, I will help you, don't worry. So remember from the formula we have learned last week, integral dx, right? So dx referring to the x is our variable, which means the function y must be in terms of x. And if we take a look in the function that we have done for step 1, we find that we have u and dx. U and dx. Okay, so which means we will go for step 2. We gonna have to substitute, or we gonna replace dx with du. Okay, so we have to replace dx with du. Alright, so I take back this integration. Alright. Alright, so you cannot simply erase the x, and you just rewrite u. Cannot, this is the wrong part or the wrong solution or the wrong replacement. So what you have to do is you need to re remember back our lesson from chapter 1. Okay, right. So we will take the we will take differentiation of u with x. So here, okay, so we take u back. Okay, so we will find the differentiation or derivative of u with respect to x, or we can say that in the symbol of du over dx. Okay, so from your chapter 1, again, try to take look at your notes for chapter 1. Differentiation, we will say the answer will be 3. Okay, because 3x becomes 0 and constant 2 become 0. Okay, sorry. Alright, so 3x become 3 and constant become 0. Done. Right. So, from the simple algebra, we can make dx as a subject. So we have dx is equal to du over 3. Alright. So now we can replace our dx here with du over 3. Okay, and then we can rewrite our integral u power of 10 du over 3. Alright, so we have done step number 2. We have rewrite, or we have replaced dx with du with dx with du. Right, now we move on for step number 3. Okay, step number 3 is we will integrate this in function. Right, so step 3 is just integrating the step 2 last part. Integrate. Okay, right. Okay, so I will take back this answer and we put on step number 3. Okay, I want to change the color. Alright, so now we have 1 over 3. So 1 over 3 here is the constant. Remember, for every constant, we can always bring or move constant, either bring it here or we can bring it outside here. But most I'm afraid that you might or you might not to bring 3, but this case is 1 over 3, so you have to put 1. So we have the constant is 1 over 3 integral u10 with respect to du. Alright, so in this integral we have their types or their function. So here is the types of algebra, which mean we can simply use what you have learned from the last class for algebraic function. So we can get the answer something like 1 over 3 is our constant. So u is still a u, but our power plus 1, it become with 11 and divide with 11. Why? Because of from 10 plus 1, 11, sorry. And don't forget to put the integration constant here is the plus c, right? And we can multiply the constant with 3 and 11. It will become u11 divided by 33 plus with a c. Okay, and the last step, I believe you can guess here, is we need to put back what we have choose or what we have replaced for u. Alright, so step 3, put back u. Sorry, step 4, my bad. So step 4 is you have to put back u, or we have to replace back u, put back. All right. And the last answer for this integration or for this example is a bracket of 3x minus 2 power of 11, okay, divide with 33 plus with a c. Alright, so here our last answer for this example. Alright, okay, so we have just 4 steps, and this 4 step is what we will be used in the next function, like function of the integral, trigonometry, exponential, and logarithm. Alright, okay, so in the notes, I have left you with some example here. So we have done the first one. We have done this red box. And could you please try at least the three one? Okay, try in the box. The number one, green box. Number two, blue box. And the third one in the purple box. Okay? Try to solve on your own using the method of substitution, and then you can check with me if you have tried a list, or don't feel uh don't don't feel very shy, or just please ask me if you have faced some difficulties in solving these kind of problems. All right, and in general, we can say that this method is uh, the main idea again is to simplify the function interview we have done in step 1, and step 2 we will substitute the dx part with the du part, and the last one we will use back the integral. It can be either algebra, can be either trigonometry, logarithm, and exponential. Alright, and but for the first part, or for the first part of this method, we will just simply use the most basic one, is the algebra. Okay. Alright, next. Okay, so next we will continue with next video, sorry, we will continue with other function like trigonometry, exponential, and logarithm. Alright, so try to solve these three first before you get to the trigonometry, exponential, and log. Alright, okay. Alright, so thank you for listening, and hope you have a wonderful day ahead. Alright, assalamualaikum. Okay, bye. See you in the next video.